Hey boys, it's HarmNone. Today we're going to be customizing the Invetero Coquette D10 again in Grand Theft Auto Online. Now I think I've customized this car quite a few times on my channel, but it has been a very long time since I did the last one, so I figured today, because it's on sale for not only this week but for next week until the DLC drops, it's also on sale, so I was like, let's do another one. Why not? To start off with, we're going to go all the way up on the armor, all the way up on the brakes, engine all the way up as well. We're going to go down to the bottom here, go transmission all the way up. Suspension? We might have to come back to that. But for the turbo, we will go for that for sure. Okay, so now that we got the performance out of the way, let's go ahead and take a look at the front bumper options for this car. Now, honestly, there's kind of a lot of bad looking ones, to be fair. Really, the only one that is like okay is like the vented splitter, but I'm not a super huge fan of it, I'm not gonna lie. None of them are really like sticking out to me as something that I want to do, so I think I'm actually gonna leave it stock, at least for right now. Now for the rear diffuser, we can go for a few different things here. We do have the tuner diffuser, which is pretty cool actually. Overall, not bad. We also have the racing diffuser, which I think is pretty clean, and I think that's what I'm going to go for today. I feel like it joins up the front and the rear nicely. I feel like it's going to work just fine, so we'll go for that. For the exhausts, we have the stock exhaust. We also have the sported diffuser. Oh right, this car is weird. The exhaust affects the whole rear diffuser on the car. I forgot about that. Okay, well, I really don't like the stock exhaust, so we're gonna have to go for something different. So maybe the carbon sport diffuser or the racing diffuser. I kind of like the centered exhausts, honestly, but maybe the carbon sport diffuser. We'll go for that one for right now. For the grille, we can go for a carbon housing for it, which I think looks pretty good. We can also go carbon with a primary panel or carbon with a secondary panel. I think I want to go carbon with the secondary panel because I do have a build in mind for this car that I kind of want to go for, so we're going to try to achieve that today. We will go xenon for the lights, we will go front, back, and sides for the neon, and just leave that in white. Now for the livery options, we do have quite a few different ones. None of them are really going to work, I don't think, for what I want to go for today, at least the build that I have in my head right now. That could very well change. We could end up with something completely different for what I think I want to go for. For the plate, I am going to go SA exempt, and we will just skip out on the livery there entirely. Now for the color of the vehicle, I want to go for an olive green. I think olive green is going to work the best for what I'm trying to go for, so we'll go for that for the primary. And then for the secondary color, okay, I want to go for a gold for the secondary color. Now the question is, do I want to go pure gold, brushed gold, or do I want to go for a metallic gold that you can find in the metallic section? Now the regular gold in GTA looks, yeah, pretty bad, so I'm kind of not really feeling like going for that, but maybe I should, because the wheels are probably going to match up with that, and they're not going to match up with a brushed or a pure gold. So I think I am actually going to have to go for the secondary, like GTA gold, which does not look very good. So that is regretful, but that's just what we're going to have to do. It would kind of appear. So now for the interior of the car, I think I'd like to go for some sort of a brown, maybe, except honestly they don't look that good unless I went for like a bleached. You know what, let's go bleached for right now. At least we could switch that up later, of course. Now we can also remove the roof on this thing, or we can go for a secondary colored roof or a carbon roof. Honestly, I kind of feel like removing the roof today. I feel like the removable roof is a really cool option for this car. It does also have the roof scoops that we can go for here, which is pretty cool. I have to say I'm not a big fan of the tuner vent, but the smaller dual vents aren't bad, and we're going to do those in the secondary color. For the skirts, we can go winged skirts, we can go secondary winged, or of course we can go carbon. I'm kind of thinking that the secondary winged skirts look pretty cool, so we'll go for those. For the wing, we can go carbon, we can go street, we can go carbon street, we can go racing, carbon racing, performance, competition wing, or the carbon competition wing. I was really hoping that I was going to be able to get the wing in a secondary color, because that would tie the car together very nicely. I'm a little pissed off. yeah, I think I'm gonna go for carbon on it because I kind of want to break up the color a little bit. Now for the suspension on this thing, I definitely don't want to lower it too much. I think if I'm gonna lower it, I'm just gonna go lowered suspension. I don't want to go any lower than that because it just starts getting into like a weird territory where it's like, what are we doing with the car, you know? Like normally I'm all for slamming cars and everything like that, but I find that the D10 looks really strange when it's actually slammed like right to the floor, so we're going to avoid that today. Now for the rims, I was thinking of going for solars. I feel like solars actually work really well on this car, but at the same time I do feel like we can find something better, so we're going to go into the sport category here and see if there are any wheels. The synthetic Z's have caught my eye right away. The synthetic Z's are a good option actually, so we could potentially go for those. The S racers as well. I don't know, I feel like I don't use the synthetic Z's very much. Maybe I'll go for the synthetics. And then for the color of those, I want to do them into gold to match up with the rest of the body of the car. And this has honestly turned out a little better than I was kind of expecting, but it's still not as ideal as I would like it to be. That spoiler option has just completely killed me there. Honestly, like that just, oh man, that just pisses me off so much. Why would you not have a secondary option for those spoilers? That's so annoying. Oh man. I mean, I still feel like it looks pretty good. It's just not nearly kind of what I was hoping for. I also totally forgot to go for the gold pearlescent on it that I was meaning to do as well, which, you know what, that kind of smooths it over a little bit for me. I do like that there's the gold accent on the rear diffuser there, and then I feel like it's overall like not too bad. The only thing that I could maybe do to like tie it in just a little bit better is if I did go for that secondary roof option, but I don't know that I really like it. Like I kind of prefer it with the topless, but at the same time it kind of looks good with the roof on. Maybe I should go roof on. You know what, I'm gonna do it. I typically wouldn't do that, but I feel like it actually looks not bad. And then, you know what, for that interior color, we gotta change that up. It's just too bright. I don't know, it contrasts it too strangely, sort of. There's bronze that we could go for. That's not gonna do it. That's definitely not gonna do it. I think I need to go for something a little more neutral. Maybe something like, I don't know, stone silver kind of stuck out to me there, low-key. Let's go black steel. Okay, and we got sun strips as well. I'm not gonna go for a sun strip. Those just they do not look good. Okay, you know what, I'm actually pretty happy with how this has turned out. Let's take it outside, and we're gonna do a sound test and a full review on the car. Oh, out here in the sunlight, you know what, this is looking pretty mean. I don't mind this at all. Okay, let's take a listen here. Honestly, it doesn't sound too bad. It doesn't sound unique either. It doesn't, like, it's nothing special, but it doesn't sound bad. So I can't really hate on the D10 at all. It's pretty good. It's pretty good overall sounding, I would say. And you know what, the customization options, with the exception of that rear spoiler option not coming in a secondary, I feel like the customization is actually pretty good on this car. I must say, it's pretty clean. And there's, you know, you can go for a pretty aggressive build with it. You can also go for a pretty tame build with it. I like the fact that you can go to both ends of the spectrum with it pretty easily. So that is pretty cool. Now, as far as the D10's performance, this thing used to be a lot better in the sport category, but unfortunately, because of, well, the addition of new cars and everything like that, it's been bumped way down. I don't actually even know where it places anymore. It's probably sub 20, maybe sub 30, so it's not too quick. Now, as a free mode vehicle, it's definitely very great to drive around. It's a lot of fun. Being that you can have it with the roof removed, I think that does add a lot of sort of character to the car and a lot of likability for a lot of people. You know, if you want to just go for a nice cruise in GTA and you want to take a convertible or a vehicle without a roof, the C8 or the D10 is actually a good option for that. It is really cool, and I think that that is definitely something that people should consider about this car. It is one of very few cars in GTA that you can actually just entirely remove the roof from. There's not many. There's like the Zaruso and the Voltic. Zaruso and the Voltic, I think, are the only two other cars in GTA that you can do that on, and the Voltic is out of the game too. So I don't know what NPC is shooting at me right now. It's kind of ridiculous, but anyway, we're gonna outrun him anyways. Now the D10, the acceleration is quite good, and the top speed is also quite high. I do believe this thing tops out at around 128, something like that, so it's actually relatively high top speed. And the handling is not bad. It definitely is weighted in the rear of the car, so it does tend to oversteer around most corners, and it is mid-engine, so it is a little bit harder to get it back under control if it steps out just a little bit too far. But for the most part, you won't find that happening so long as you're braking for the corners. So it's not the end of the world, really. And it's overall an easy car to manage. It goes for $1,510,000 at full price, and at the discounted price right now, I believe it's going for just over $900,000, which for $900K, you cannot go wrong with picking up a Coquette D10. This thing is pretty phenomenal for that price. And even at its full price of $1,510,000, I think that's actually a more than fair asking price for what you actually get with this car. It is a relatively quick sports car. It does have a lot of good customization. It's fun to drive around. It sounds good. It looks good. Overall, there's nothing to dislike about this car, and you should definitely pick it up if it's on sale when you're watching this. However, even if it is at full price, you should still consider picking this thing up because it is actually a very, very fun car. As you guys can see right now, I'm absolutely flying. Unfortunately, I couldn't quite make that corner, but this car is really, really fun, guys. So anyways, that's pretty much all I have to say about the Coquette D10 in GTA Online. If you guys enjoyed this video, if you learned something, a like is of course appreciated, if not dislike. Subscribe to my channel if you guys are new, and I will see you all in the next video. Until then, take care. Peace.